Today I'm going to show you how I turned this blank slate into this epic wine cellar. And for those of you close to me, you might say, what's a guy who hasn't had a drink in 5 years building a wine cellar? And the answer to that is sometimes I do projects that are not for me. And I especially like to tackle ones of things that I've never done before. So I've never built a wine cellar, so that's what we're going to do. So the first step was to cover all the walls in this brick tile. And my dad happened to be in town while I was working on this, and having the extra set of hands to do this was very helpful. So he could make the necessary cuts, and I could do the install. The tiles come on a sheet, and they're available on HomeDepot.com from a company called Old Mill Brick or Brick Web, something like that. And I'm applying them to the wall with some thin set mortar and a notch trowel. And when all is said and done, look like this. Now, the most time-consuming part of this whole process was the actual grouting between the bricks. Unlike installing real brick where you set a row in a bed of mortar, then move to the next row, and so on, in this case, you have to grout between each individual brick, which is super time-consuming. So if you want to learn some tips about that, I did another video where I talk about some of the tools and how I go about kind of getting a finished look. But long story short is it takes a lot of time and you kind of got to rough it up, and eventually you end up with a finished product that looks like this, which kind of looks like a 150-year-old building. So next I moved on to the ceiling, and I could have started with this, but I didn't. And that involved doing some electrical work and some blocking. And I'll come back to the blocking later. But electrically, I removed the old can light and replaced it with a ceiling fan box so I had the strength to install a mini chandelier later. And then also add a second light, which is going to be kind of an accent light for the wine racks on the back wall. So I had to run a little bit of electrical to install a new box on the other side of this kind of drop beam thing. To cover the ceiling, we're going with kind of a rustic, dark stained wood look. So I picked up some pine shiplap and stained and sealed it dark, and then cut the pieces down to size. Now, I didn't go all the way to the ceiling with the mortar because I wanted to be able to tuck this wood into the ceiling and mortar up to it, which is why I said I could have started with this, but I didn't. And for the ceiling, I glued and installed each piece with brad nails. And that left this drop soffit thing to deal with. So we decided to build a faux beam wrap, and I did that by gluing up some pieces of wood into panels, mitering them and wrapping them to the desired dimensions, and then installing it in place, which was easier said than done because I had to make it very tight to fit it in here. It was a little bit of an Austin Powers kind of back and forth to get it in here, which again, could have done this first. Didn't do it. But it all worked out in the end, so no worries. For the back wall here, they had this old champagne rack that was kind of in a teepee shape, and I took it apart, and they wanted to hang it on the wall, so I built the French cleat to install in the studs on the back wall, and then hung the two pieces of the champagne rack on the wall. And then I installed this brass accent light, which is this track light thing where you can kind of direct the bulbs so that you can highlight different areas. So I installed that in the back section. Now let's go back to that blocking that I said I installed earlier. And the reason why I installed the blocking in the ceiling is because we are using these floor-to-ceiling wine racks. So they mount to the ceiling in the blocking that I put in, and then they will be mounted to the floor as well. So I had to cut down the metal so that they were the right size, but I installed 3 racks on each wall and then installed them with some concrete anchors into the floor. And then from there, the last step was to install the new mini chandelier in the front here. So I just adjusted that to a height that we liked, added some mortar up around the top so that everything was finished. And then my part of the project was finished, and all that was left is for the homeowner to fill it with their wine. And I think they did a pretty good job of it. And they even added all our dogs as some regal-looking sommeliers. So there you go. That's how I built this wine cellar. As always, couldn't have done it without you, and I hope you liked it. Catch you on the next one.